All right, shalom and good morning. First day here. It's a beautiful day out, real beautiful day out, and did some morning relaxing, meditating. But in addition to that, just planning out the day to get a couple of things done on the land. But one of the things that I wanted to talk today about is Yah's laws versus man's laws, and I saw a couple of interesting videos talking about polygyny and state laws and this, that, and the third. And I wanted to address that because it's critical for you to understand that there are two sets of laws that are in play. And once you understand and know those laws, then you're able to circumvent one set of laws in order to fulfill and live under another set of laws. And that's why I'm talking about Yah's laws versus man's laws. Now, this can be applied to economics. This can be applied to family. This can be applied to what other aspects? Business, across the board. When you understand the laws that we're living under, and because this country, we're talking about American laws, they say that we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? And so let's deal with the concept of polygyny, right? Or polygamy. The biggest thing that gets people into problems with this situation is that they are dealing in the laws of the government, i.e., if you are polygynous, the first thing that they do, they go and they check under their laws. They first check to see if you have marriage licenses, because under their laws, they clearly state that if you have multiple marriage licenses, you have committed bigamy, and it is a prosecutable offense under the laws of man. They then go and check your tax records, right? And they look at your tax records and they say, well, this is what's going on. These are the claimants and so forth and so on, and they get you that way. They look at medical records. They look at social service records, and because see what they're trying to do is they're trying to link you in terms of violating one of their laws, and this is why it's so important that the concept and the idea of coming out of her, my people. Not only physically coming out of their system when it comes to moving geographical locations, living on a homestead, community, whatever it may be, but in addition to that, coming out of their financial systems, coming out of their tax systems, coming out of their business systems. And when you put yourself in a situation where you're not relying on none of their systems, you don't have to worry about none of their laws because you're following a higher law. You're following God's law or Yah's laws. And this is where they get you. So, perfect example. I didn't file a tax return, and I didn't have to file a tax return. We own the land here, okay? I don't have a bank account in my name. All of these little things that you can do so that, when they begin to look, because they look from the lens and from the perspective of their laws. They don't care about Yah's laws. They don't care that what the law says in terms of the book of Deuteronomy, in terms of what you're required to provide for a woman is food, raiment, and conjugal rights. Those laws are not written anywhere in man's laws. They're concerned about their licenses. They're concerned about their government beneficial systems or their government benefit systems. They're concerned about their tax systems. They're concerned about all of these things. And so when they look at these systems they have nothing to grab onto. They have nothing to hold on to. They will look at you, if you're practicing polygyny, they'll look at you as some type of a player. You got hoes in different area codes, something like that. You got women here and women there. That's what they do. That's the system that they promote. A system of immorality where you can just take on a woman better, but not be responsible for her. You see, this system is wicked and satanic to the core, because they don't require you under their laws to follow any of Yah laws. See, these laws are diametrically opposed to one another. And so when you put yourself in a situation where you're not under their laws, because you do not violate any of their laws, because you are not participating in their legal systems, you're not participating in their tax systems, you're not participating in their license systems, they got nothing to grab you on. They have absolutely nothing to get you on. There's nothing that they can get you on. That's how they get you. That's how they find you. That's how they track you down. And this is just from a legal perspective. This is how they get you. There are additional ways that you can go about additionally protecting yourself to ensure, making sure everybody is aware and know. This is how you respond and you react to situations if you're asked a question or if somebody poses a question. These laws that they have, there's nothing against you saying that, you have a living nanny. We call it a maidservant. They call it a living nanny. We call it a maidservant. They call it a live-in nanny. Nothing wrong with having that. Nothing wrong with having a woman come by and or housing a woman to help take care of the children and upkeep of the house, right? Nothing wrong with that. Their systems in terms of concubinage, that they have mistresses all day long, that they don't take responsibility for at all. This is their wicked system. But under Yah's laws, you're responsible for food, raiment, conjugal rights, whether it be a concubine or an additional wife. Don't go and get their licenses. Don't participate in their system. Fully come out of this system so that you can enjoy the freedom and the benefits under Yah's laws. Because you don't have to worry about man's laws because you're following Yah's laws. You see how that works? Same with economics. Same with business. Same with family. Same with all of these things. This system is opposed to Yah's laws. But if you come out of her, if you come out of their systems, if you know how to play the game, you'll never, ever, ever have to worry about man's laws. Yeah, sure. Perfect example. When you out there, you know what I'm saying? You know how they get you? You violate one of their laws, right? So, perfect example. If I'm driving my car, I observe all of the laws according to what they say and how you should be driving. Because if you're speeding, you violated one of their laws, and now you have to deal with an interaction with these people, and you don't want to put yourself in any situation where you have to interact with these people, because the situation can go deadly very, very, very quickly. I'm going to do a video about that in terms of how I tell those whom I cover how to deal with a traffic stop, how to appropriately deal with a traffic stop. Because, see, first of all, you don't want to violate any of their laws. You're not in a rush to go anywhere that quickly where you need to put yourself and your family in harm's way. But there you go. In a nutshell, As long as you're following Yah's laws, you don't have to worry about man's laws. But what you do have to do to circumvent or get out of man's laws is come out of her, my people. Hopefully I was able to say something that was informative. Hey, I just told you the truth. Get out of covenant agreement with the system's laws and get in covenant agreement with Yah's laws, and you'll be fine and you'll have nothing to worry about. Shalom.